Yes, the people, and we are live. Big up everyone, hope you're all well, people. We've just got back from footy training with a little lad. Winter's here. It's a cold night. We've got the football on in the background. Turn volume now, Tom. Yeah, we've got the volume on in the background. We've got the football on in the background. Big up everyone, hope you're all well, people. Big up the grafters. You know how we do. Come on, ref. Come on, referee. Big up everyone, hope you're all well, people. Don't forget to hit that like, hit that subscribe, all that good stuff. Before we get into the live stream, people, we'll wait for a few to jump in. We are going to be talking about Decca, Heggie versus BRETTMAY. Hopefully, more times than I can imagine. How we've still never seen that fight, I do not know now. Obviously, Brett's in prison. We understand that. But, yeah, as I say, I've got a footy bet on here, people. I'm just checking it. Oh, it's a great save, that, from Pickford. Go on, Tommy. But, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, people. Will we ever see BRETTMAY versus Decca Heggie? Is it even worth speaking about nowadays? Is it even worth speaking about is the question, because, you know, Decca, in my opinion, are we ever going to see that guy fight again? Or is he just going to stay in his mum's box room for the rest of his life? And BRETTMAY, well, can BRETTMAY stay out of prison longer than 6 months at a time so we could actually see him get a fight is the question, isn't it, people? Because, yeah, we all want to see that fight. It's a fight that must happen, in my opinion, especially on this dark corner of YouTube. Brett will never be fit enough to fight anyone. I think the hardest part for Brett is staying out of prison for longer than 6 months, as I say, because he seems to come out and within 4 or 5 months he's back, getting himself in trouble, back on the wing. Yes, Scott. If that fight was to happen, if that fight does happen, and you know we are to see that fight, then who wins that fight, people? Now, I even mentioned before in my latest video before, I hope I never see BRETTMAY walk again. It'd be nice if we didn't have to read his name. Stop it all. Yes, Tom. Big up, my mate. Stop mentioning the Who's Bob? Bob's one of Shadow Boxer's little lackeys. Stop mentioning Shadow Boxer for views. Tell Shadow Boxer to stop mentioning every other Tom, Dick and Harry for views then. Decca folds BRETTMAY, says Tom. The Cunningham fight was hugging match. Yeah, that was a bit of a hug fest. I must admit, that fight. If you go back and watch that fight, anyone who's watched the Rob Cunningham versus BRETTMAY BKFC, yeah, it's a bit of a hug fest. Not much goes on in that fight. And when a shot does get landed, you know, the fight's over. Innit? Fucking hell. Shad Bundy. Not trying to use his name for views. I'm trying to use his name to get a fight out of the fat donut. Yeah, he might be 5 stone bigger than me, but he's an absolute pudding. Yes, Ebenezer red splat. I'm in the wrong place then, Scott. Heggie. What is this? Just a live stream talking about Decca Heggie versus BRETTMAY. Are we ever going to get that fight? That fight's been talked about more times than JDP versus Hedgehog Man. Yeah, Decca was a decent fighter 10 years ago. He's never had any decent technical ability or anything like that. He's never been the best fighter. But one thing he has got, he's got a chin. And he is hard to beat. You know, you've got to give him that. He is hard to beat. Got a chin. And sometimes that's all you need in fighting. But I do think now he's a Pindai junkie beast. Come on, Bob. Get a grip of yourself. Oh my God. Yeah. Have you heard Bob here? This Bob the Builder. Only time Shadow was in papers was when he strangled a woman. Hardly fame. Exactly. Let's be serious. He had the biggest opportunity of his life a few weeks ago on 3D Fight Club. Bob, listen to this. Your man, Shadow Boxer, right? Quit, shit his knickers in front of thousands of people and still tries claiming that he's a fighter. Get a grip of yourself, Bob. Up the dossers. And just remember, Dougie Joyce loves you. There's no evidence Brett can fight. He'd be handful, but he's... Now, my opinion with Brett is, I think if Brett trains, right, if Brett actually puts his mind to the training, right, and like I say, can stay out of jail for longer than 6 months, get himself a proper training camp, right, get some decent sparring in, it'd be an handful for anyone. But he doesn't dedicate himself to the training, and he's constantly getting himself in trouble, as I say. That's definitely your boy Shadow Boxer. Come on, mate. The guy sits in that sofa and you can smell it coming through your phone. Like, you can see the dirt off the fucking chair. What are you talking about, Bob? What are you talking about? The guy still got fucking chicken in his beard from Christmas dinner last year. What are you on about? Why? Sorry, people, I'm an absolute tit, right? I was there then and I just fucking pulled the charger clean out. Screen just went black. I was like, wow, what have I done here? My head were going west. I didn't know what was going on. I was losing my shit a bit. I don't think Brett will sort his life out. He'll end up dying or killing someone. Heavy statement, but... Oh, mate. You got a Bob in here trying to give me grief. Big Bob there trying to get Malvey over Shadowbox. What's that about? Yeah, I ripped the charger come flying out then. And then the screen just went blank. Crazy. But yeah, going back to the Decca Heggie versus BRETTMAY before Bob come in talking about Shadowboxer and all this nonsense. Now, can we be serious here? You know, for one, Shadowboxer isn't in that category of being a fighter. Let's just be honest now. Yeah, he plays the YouTube game quite well. I will give him that. You know, he plays the game well. He knows how to get people clicking on his videos, click views, all that sort of stuff. But when it comes down to fighting, he can't put his name near the Danny Christies and the Paul Venices and people like that. Like, we've seen what happened. It's up the shadow. Yeah, he's like I say, he plays the game well. You know, he does play the YouTube game well, but when it comes down to fighting, he's trying to put his name in the mix of like Danny Christie and Paul Venice and Dougie Joyce and people like that, then he's definitely not that part. He's definitely not one of them. Yeah, I agree, mate. I wouldn't allow a dog to sleep in Charles Pet Shack. Yes, one take, no idea. I'm all good, my mate. How are you? Just got back from my little lad's football training. It was freezing, but it's got to be done. He said, Dad, why have I got to train in this cold weather? I said, well, that's what makes you a football player. Big up Lee. You need a... But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, people. Who do you think wins in that fight? BRETTMAY, Decca Heggie. If we was ever to see that fight. 2-0 Man City. Up the City are winning 2-0. I was hoping City would go on and get beat tonight, but Fuham ain't playing that well. When's your winter mudder? Oh, mate, not doing one. Oh, you'd have to be mad to do one of them. I did one last year in October. And that was bad enough. Not in December. But I am doing the world's toughest mudder next year. 24 hours. World's toughest mudder. That's going to be eventful. Why is it St. George bag? Why is it? I don't know, mate. Why is it? Good question. Cold winter nights. Got to be done, bro. That's the one. Yes, big up one. Take the edits. Respect my mate. Yeah, City 2-0. But yeah, it's interesting, people, because I want to see a few more dark side fights. You know, different channels. That's what it was back, you know, a couple of years ago, before we even had different channels all fighting it out. Like, I'm not saying everyone has to be a fighter, but I'm saying it makes it a bit more interesting. There's a few there's a few fights on this corner of YouTube that I'd like to see, to be quite honest with you. I'd be interested to see if Dean Lynch Ward comes back on this corner of YouTube. I remember seeing a guy called Uncle K as well once or twice before I come on this corner of YouTube. He was a bit of a madhead, like living in London, sausage. I think Ben Hatchett needs to come back on this corner of YouTube a bit more. Ben Hatchett used to be on this corner of YouTube a bit more. He's not really much on here. But there's some good fights to be made on this corner of YouTube. Biggest one for me, and still, like, you know, everyone knows for a fact, the biggest fight on this corner of YouTube, no matter what people say, is Decca Heggie versus Danny Christie. That is the biggest fight you can make. The numbers that'll do, the amount of people that tune in to watch fight. And I think Danny would absolutely flatten Big Decca Heggie of today. And that's just my opinion. I think Danny's levels above him. Like, I think Luke Dyson would give Decca Heggie a good fight now. And I'm not saying that he won't beat him, but what I'm saying is, I don't think he's the same fighter he once was. I think he's more at that level of Luke Dyson and all them sort of people. Tell you something though, that was a good it was a good little fight at weekend. I know a lot of people are trying to give Luke Dyson stick and all this sort of stuff, and blah blah blah. The same old people. These are the same people, you know, who are in the comments of your likes of Tyson Furies when they get beat off U6, you know, trying to tell them they should retire from boxing and all this sort of stuff. When in reality, they've never laced a pair of gloves in their life. You know, they haven't got a clue. And they don't understand the meaning of getting in there and having a tear up. Christie. Danny Christie is one of the best in this country. And Luke Dyson stepped in there against him. 90% of people, their ass had fall out before he even got in there. I personally think Luke Dyson should carry on, as I've said before, you know. I've watched Luke's podcast and stuff like that, and Luke doesn't just box because he wants to box and he thinks he's hard, he wants to fight, blah, blah, blah. He boxes because it changes his life round and it keeps him on the straight and narrow. Like a lot of other lads, other reason why a lot of lads fight. I'm way behind on the comments here, people. Sorry. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Oh, what a goal from Forden, apparently. Tom. Rob says it's a boring. Yeah, I can see why certain people say it was a boring fight, but I also can, what you got to understand, none of them really trained for that fight. Like, Luke doesn't train, really. And Danny's come out himself and said he was not fit at all. You know what I mean? So, it's one of them, innit? You're not going to get the best fight when both lads haven't put 100% work in the gym. It's one of them, innit? Who said Team BRETTMAY? Oi, oi, the Biz is in the house. Shout out the Biz. Hey, Biz, I tell you something, that Gorilla King, what a shit house he is. He's another one. Absolute sausage liquor. Biz went on to prove he is a mug. Shout out the Biz. If it keeps him on the straight and narrow. That's it, mate. That's why, trust me, I'm telling you now. People don't understand sometimes. Luke Dyson doesn't just fight because he wants to act hard and wants to have this reputation. He fights because it keeps him out of a certain different life. Stops him from getting out drink, drugs, sesh, whatever you want to call it. That, Luke Dyson boxes because he's a warrior. Who was that then? Where's you trolling? Was it the ghost? Was it the ghost? Was it the ghost? Was it the ghost? Whoa, 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 whoa. Fun fact, bet none of you knew the Biz played eldest kid in Outnumbered. What's that? Yes, the Biz. Yeah, you exposed him. 1 minute, I can hear kids messing about upstairs. This is what happens when you fucking... Oh, get a grip, Bob. Come on, lad. Bob, he couldn't even beat a fucking... He couldn't even beat that guy on 3D Fight Club who had a fight. That had fought somebody the night before. And he still couldn't beat him. Talking about he beat Paul Venice. This is what I'm on about with these absolute divvies. This will be the same guy, this Bob, yeah. This Bob probably believes that Conor McGregor had beat Tom Aspinall. This is what you're dealing with. I'd fight Dyson, unfortunately, I'm broke. All about the money these days. Why not just fight? I agree. LGK. There's a lot of people you could say that to on this corner of YouTube. You have all these back and forths and all this, like, for what, a couple of £100 a month, right? In the time you've done all that, and the back and forths and all that stuff, and editing the videos and all that crap, you could fight someone for 3 minutes, 3 rounds, 2 minutes a round, and make more money from doing that quite easily. I'll tell you something. I think I'd put up a better fight against Paul Venice than what Shadow Boxer would. Bob's an absolute Shadow Boxer fan, isn't he? Shadow earns $2,000 a month just from sponsors. And what sponsors are there, Bob? Exactly. Exactly, Biz. Yeah, big up there. Yeah, that's a good one. Danny Christie's return to the BKFC is interesting. I am looking forward to that. Like I am. Bob. The only sausage round here, mate, is you. There's 19 people, 20 people, all watching this live, and they all think you're a sausage. So go over to Shadowboxers Live or whatever it, and go jump in there and lick that ass. Because you're an absolute cretin, my mate. He were begging. Someone said he were asking for someone to send him money for vapes again. Mad, aren't you? He's fighting who? Danny should fight Dan Dyer in the BKFC. Exactly, Barry. You know the one. He must not do, mate. I think he's dying for a rollie. That's why he's so stressed. Yes, it is. Don't be doing a Danny Gino smashing that remote up. One round of his gas. I know, mate. Like I said, you know, he talks about BRETTMAY being a quitter. He's a quitter. Yeah, we've heard him say that one before. We heard him say that about the last guy. Last guy hardly even hit him. And he gave up. Shadow could knock the skin off a rice pudding. Bob's got me talking about Shadow Boxer. But, yeah, let's ignore that Bob. Little cretin. But, yeah, what's the... let me check this. Just let me check the score here, people, a second. Danny G's on, but he tells you YouTube is most days. Yeah, he wouldn't go. That's a mad one, to be fair, in it as well. Let's get into that. So you've got, to be honest with you, I thought it was interesting because, let's be honest, you know, Danny G, he talks a big game. You know, if Danny G is what he says he is, no, everything what we've heard him say, if he can deliver on all that, then he'd be quite an handy fella. But anyone can stand there and say, yeah, I've knocked 50 odd guys out one punch. I've never lost a fight in my life. Blah, 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 blah. But when no one's ever seen you fight, then it's quite easy to say that, isn't it? And that's Danny G just right there. So I was quite interested to see if he was going to fight Hedgehog Man, how that fight had gone. Because could you imagine if Hedgehog Man had laid him all over the place? Fucking armbarred him at lot. Like, he'd never have heard the end of it. He would never have heard the end of it, I'm telling you now. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Hedgehog Man on top of Danny G laying into him. I'm not gonna lie, because it just made it funny. Not the fact that I want to see Danny G get beat, just that all the fight talk he's ever talked about, for them to go get beat off Hedgehog Man, who claims not to be a fighter, would be hilarious, in my opinion. Yeah, it is a fight that probably isn't going to happen, as you say, just for the laugh. But it would have been interesting, and it would have been quite funny to watch. And I think it have done decent numbers, to be quite honest with you, as well. Danny G gets a few people following him. Hedgehog Man gets a lot of people in his lives and in his videos. Does big numbers, so it had definitely done the numbers. I know Danny's let himself down. I'd have loved to have seen it myself one take. It would have meant for a great little fight, I tell you now. Ginge from Sean End, not a fan of him. Why are you not a fan of Big Ginge from Sean End, LGK? I don't mind Ginge from Sean End. He's doing his thing, like. Yeah, he's doing his thing, he's Ginge from Sean End. If anyone's wondering, I am trying to eat this pizza. Yeah, good point. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. Yes, just have a laugh. Yeah, it would have been interesting to see Danny G versus Hedgehog Man. I must admit, I'd have paid for it. I'd have paid £10.99. Well, I mean, £9.99 what I paid to watch Danny Christie versus Luke Dyson at the weekend. And it would never have been nowhere near as good as a fight, but I'd have paid £9.99 just to see how them two get on against each other. Because I think Danny G does talk a lot of smack. And it'd been funny if Hedgehog Man did fill him in. Oh, I've just remembered actually. I need to put the ball back on. Is anyone keeping up with the scores? Has anyone been keeping up with the scores? Like, so what's this about JDP and Hedgehog Man? Now, someone's commented on my video before. I am going to make another video on it just to elaborate. But someone said that JDP's mistaken for what Craig said, because apparently Craig said he isn't taking legal action against JDP at all. Someone's commented on my video saying Rachel said she'll take legal action. And I think Someone said also that Video Craig were taking legal action against Danny G, not JDP. It's all messy. I said it'd get messy from start. Well, we see. He's already sent the letter to Danny G's mum. Who sent? Craig sent what letter to Danny G's mum? Just for the laugh. Ellie, what are you doing? Ellie, what are you doing? Yeah, what letter's that? Oh, a loss of earnings. He's taking her to. Oh, God. So he's taking Danny G's mum to a small claims court. That is heavy, that is. I don't know, mate. Has JDP not made that up? That's madness, that is. I bet Danny G is raging. Oh, you're lying, are you? Oh, that is heavy, that. Who has the YouTube set up in the mum's name? Come on, man. Don't tell me he's still getting his... Danny G, what are you playing at? Oh. That's mad, that, mate. Why would you do that? I don't get it. He's 40-odd-year-old man. Don't make sense to me, that. I guess so. Everyone's different. I mean, I could never imagine myself putting my my YouTube account into my mum's name, especially with some of the stuff Daddy comes out with. Yeah, that is madness. Well, hey, Bruno's back. Bruno's back. No, but Yeah, honestly, that's westing me out. Why Daddy G would want to put his YouTube account into his mum's name is like madness, in my opinion. Because as I say, the guy comes on and talks absolute madness about some of the stuff that he's apparently done, which is then going to incriminate his mum. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing? But it's all good in the hood. Yeah, you'd think that, wouldn't you? That shocked me, to be quite honest with you. I think the Biz said he's going to play his Daddy G game. What's happening with the gorilla? Someone tell him that if he wants it, he can come and get it. The big stiff. I didn't even watch his reply because he's an absolute divvy. It all came out because of the strike that was sent in against BT. Obviously, YouTube provided the name of the channel. That's yeah, which they do. Yeah, because it's happened to me. I lost the channel. I've lost 2 channels through copyright strikes. I lost my first one, and I was on like 1,000 and some subscribers. And then I lost a second channel with just being an absolute idiot, still doing stupid things on the channel, posting boxing videos and stuff like that. And I sort of knew that I can't do certain ones. You've got to react to them. And then this channel's the one. But yeah, I know what you mean. Once you get a copyright strike, it actually sends you an email with the person who's copyright striked you. So yeah, absolute madness. Why you'd want to have your YouTube account in your mum's name is mad. Unless you was a kid, then I don't see why you'd be having your YouTube account in your mum's name. But everyone's different, as I say. I definitely know my mum would not be. You know, I speak to my mum probably 4 times a year. Maybe, no, I'll probably speak to her more than that, actually. But I mean, if I probably see my mum twice this year, I couldn't imagine saying, "Mum, can I have you? Can I put your YouTube in your name?" Like, Daddy G's older than me. Yeah, that strike on the channel, though, it's ended up backfiring on Daddy G, though, hasn't it? Because when you think about it, now Daddy G's the one who's going to have to get taken to a claims court. He's now going to have to pay money out when he could have just not been a grass. The video was down for a few days, so BC sent her a letter and an email requesting loss of earnings, £320, I believe, to allow her to sell it before it goes. Yeah, I can see VC doing that one as well. Mad. That's a bit madness, like. It's funny as well, though, to be fair, because, like, imagine striking someone's channel thinking, yes, I've got him. And then bang, a bill comes through your door of 320 quid. Oh, you couldn't write it. You could not write it. Daddy G. Everton and Bournemouth still 0-0. Everton, Bournemouth still 0-0. I thought Video Craig made more money off that video that he posted, though, because fucking hell, he has a video up for 2 days. It does at least 6K. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Mick. Will it? Well, yeah, it will do. It will do. Anyone? It will do, yeah. Because it'll be in her name, her address. Well, I'm pretty sure, anyway. Why you'd want to do that, though, as I say, it's just not something I'd do. Three one. 3-1, is it? Let's get me bet up now. I'm just going on to Old William Hill. I did a bet builder on the Man City game. The letter has been sent to her home address and the email, as she's the because obviously that'll be the address onto the thing. What? Wow, yeah, it's mad, isn't it? To be fair, like I say, why? Who the fuck? Who in the right frame of mind? Especially when Danny G, some of the stories we all know Danny G's told. You know, that guy's done it all. You know, if you've been up big one, Danny G's done a backflip off the big one. That's just who Danny G is. You know what I mean? But as far as being a fighter, then in my opinion, I still don't know, because he got offered a shot on the BKFC when Conatini offered him that shot when he fought at Birmingham, and he never took that opportunity. He wanted like 50 grand. Like, come on, you've never even had a fight. Why is someone going to pay you 50 grand? Get in there for 5 grand and fucking show them what you're about, and then you might get 50 grand. But yeah, as for the Hedgehog Man verse Danny G, it's probably a fight we ain't going to see. I think the only fight you will see is a fight in court, to be quite honest with you people. I'm not even chatting shit when I say that. Yeah, I think it's a fight we'll end up seeing in court. But we do want to see Decca Heggie versus BRETTMAY. That is the fight we want to see. It's a fight we need to see. City 5 now. Yes, Mick. Big up, Mick. A member of the channel. Big Mick's a member of the channel. Yes, Wong. Big up Johnny Wong. See, come on. He does. He really does want to take the weddings. Now imagine Jay from In Between Us looking more believable than you. Johnny Wong. Big up Mick. A member of the channel, he's Big Mick. Fair play to you, my mate. Yes, Jimmy Newman. Big up Jimmy Newman in the house. The people's champ. How's it going, Jimmy? Hope you're good. Hey, Jimmy, I watched that video you shooting that. What was it? Was it an air rifle? Or was it a proper gun? Was it like because it looked powerful? Yeah, it looks like a powerful gun. They look like an air rifle to me. Yes, Michael Parkinson, up you well. Big up. Big up, my mate. Yeah, what happened there? What happened with what gun was that, Jimmy? Was it an air rifle or was it a? Because it looked decent, mate. Yes, CJR. CJR says Decca would absolutely iron Brett out. What do you reckon? It's gets the job done before the distance, yeah. Decca Heggie inside the distance on BRETTMAY. As I say, I'm interested to see that fight. I think it's a fight that needs to happen. You know, you've got Brett claiming he'd banged Decca in jail. Decca says it wasn't true. Proved it to not be true as well, to be quite fair to Decca. He did prove that it wasn't true. But we'll stick with the story of Brett's done him in jail. Do you reckon Kia? Don't be talking about him here. Yeah, I believe so, miss. I do think it'd be a good fight though, CJR. I think it'd met for a good fight. They're both massive. Yes, Michael Parkinson with it. Mick Long, sorry, with a super chat. Big up, my mate. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, brother. I tell you something, we smashed it for super chats this weekend. I made over £50 these super chats and memberships on Danny Christie versus Luke Dyson live. So big up everyone for that. I appreciate that, as I say. Big up everyone who's done that. I don't know what it is, mate. I had a decent kick on it. Yeah, it was a good one, that, Jimmy. I must admit, it did look powerful. Yes, brother, hope you're well. Big up Safe Style 97. How's it going, my mate? Nice one for that. Nice one for that, Mick, brother. Appreciate that, mate. Legend. Yeah, we did all right one take. We did all right. What's this? Unit full of tools. What are you on about, you, Johnny Wong? What are you chatting? Are you chatting S again? What's going on? Bollocks, Brett never laid a finger on Decca. Brett is a big lad, but he's no bare knuckle fighter. Brett can't even walk around Doncaster or even drive through it, lol. Yes, CJR. No, like I say, Decca did prove that story to be fake, where apparently he battered him in prison because he put him on the phone and they both had a phone call. And Brett did admit it was all for views. Yes, Safe Style 97. You working near mine yesterday? Big up, brother. Big up the grafters. And yeah, I hope you and your family are all good as well, my mate. Big respect. Shout out Safe Style 97. Legend. I bet Decca shit it against mine. Yeah, I'll stick you. No, I know, mate. That was the cringe part for me. Was he should have just read it and said, "Yeah, I'm what? I did it to try and get a fight out of you." But it was the fact that he tried making it out like it was a load of shite and Decca were lying when we heard it, clear as day. Yes, Jimmy. That is what I want to hear. That is what I want to hear. Get Jimmy Newman out of retirement. The People's Champ was never defeated. Still undefeated is the People's Champ. Isn't it, Jimmy? Still undefeated. Jimmy's the one. I remember, right? You know the bad thing about all this? Me and Jimmy were actually meant to fight each other at the very start of this YouTube Wars stuff with Simon Kirk and that. Me and Jimmy were paired up to fight each other. And then I ended up fighting the Burger Joint podcast and knocking 10 bells out of him. Right. Bryce proved he's just a bully. Battering Spice heads when it's put on him. He flaps it. Yeah, that was harsh when he were terrorizing that guy in that car. But the business making a call out video, you know, Jimmy. That'd be I'd pay to see that. Biz versus Jimmy. When are you fighting Canolium? I think it's, to be fair, the best date probably is going to be March for April, just so that we can get everything sorted again. Obviously, Christmas is 2 weeks away. And then obviously we'll have to get the flights booked. I think the gym's already sorted out because we did it last time. So yeah, it'll be April, I think. Gives me time to prepare. Gives Cudor time to prepare. And yeah, I'm meant for a better fight. Good evening, Liam. Hope you're well. Big up the grafters. Yes, Matthew. You know the one, brother. Big up yourself. Big up the grafters as well. You know how we do, my mate. Can't respect a man like BRETTMAY. Grown ass man. Yeah, it's a game mad like. Big up Jane. I appreciate the support. Just for the laugh. Really does. Yeah. Jimmy, it would be good to see you back on that sort of scene, but yeah, fair play to you, bro. Big up JP and Cudor, that's the one. Safe style 97, you know the one. Big up the Irish boys. Bang on one take. He's a fraud. Big up Jane. Hope you're well, Jane. Yeah, I must admit, I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, shut up, Liam, you're a licker." But I enjoyed that Danny Christie fight this weekend. I thought it was a good fight. I enjoy watching both guys make a good bit of money and both go at it with each other. Because I like Luke and I like Danny as well. So it was good. Dog can have it, says Johnny Wong. Johnny Wong always comes in at a mad club. He don't mess about like. Oh yeah, Danny's an absolute warrior, isn't he? CJR. That's what I was saying, you know. People are trying to discredit Luke Dyson, but at the end of the day, he's got in there with one of the toughest at UK in Danny Christie. Not many people beat Danny Christie. That's just a fact. But I'm going to have to jump off in a minute, people. I am going to have to end this live in about 2 or 3 minutes. Big up everyone in the chat. Hit that like if you haven't already, people. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate the Daddy shows up. That is a fact. Daddy shows up. You know, the man loves a fight. Yes, brother. Yeah, of course. If you're wanting to get on a card, mate, and you're definitely willing to fight, then I can't see why not. Yeah. If you message me on TikTok, Instagram, any of them, bro, I will. I'll put you in the right direction. Take care, my mate. Have a good night, whatever it is you're doing. Big up. Yeah, take care, everyone. Hit the like on your way out if you haven't already. Yeah, see you later, Jane. Have a good night. Peace out, people.